You didn't hire a general manager to create another job for yourself. Our company install accountability and performance systems around your GM or your leadership team so that they can actually drive results and outcomes, not just chaos, questions, and excuses. And my guess, if you're here and watching this video, is that you're a business owner in one of two camps. You've either hired a general manager who looked amazing on paper, super senior in title, yet somehow you're the one still carrying the load and you're probably paying at least 150 grand for the privilege. You're the one the team come to for questions. You're the one the clients want to deal with, and somehow you're the one picking up all the little micro mistakes. And what started as a great idea on paper has very quickly become a very expensive payroll headache. Or maybe you know you need to step back and that bit's pretty obvious, but what's not obvious is how to step back without all of those expensive mistakes I just mentioned. And your head is probably full of what ifs. What if I don't have the right systems? What if I hire the wrong person? What if I can't actually let go? Like, there's a lot of things going around. And so what you need to do is think about the way you structure your business to avoid making these kind of mistakes in the future, or to retrofit things so that the good idea on paper actually gets translated in day-to-day practice in the business. Because the real question isn't, should I hire a GM or create a leadership team? It's how do I do it without everything blowing up in my face? At this stage of business, one wrong move here doesn't just cost you money. It locks you deeper into a business that you're actively trying to escape. And right now, based on where you're at, you don't have time for that. And solving those kind of problems is exactly what Mark and I have been doing for a long time. For the last few decades, Mark and I have been working with business owners that are great at what they do, but somehow have become stuck in the very business they probably created for freedom. And whether your end goal is just to buy back a little bit more time, install a leadership team or a GM, succession plan and somebody into your role, or sell your business for a significant amount of money, the problem underneath all of those different goals is always the same. It's a lack of structure and resources and systems that can grow the business the same way that you've been able to. And it's one of the reasons the control tower exists and was created, because I think at this stage of business, when you've been operating for a significant amount of time and are doing probably well in excess of 2 mil a year in terms of revenue, your business is multifaceted and there's a lot of nuances to running it as well as your life. It doesn't just stop with accountability systems or KPIs. You need to think about cash flow. You need to think about corporate structure. You need to think about tax implications. You need to think about the type of lifestyle you want and how you're going to fund it. And all of those different complexities need a solution that is holistic and commercial and not one-dimensional. Most coaches will help you with accountability, leadership, and systems. And, your accountant is great at advising on previous numbers or giving you corporate structure. And your financial planner can probably help you choose the right investments. But all of those things don't often happen under one roof. It's often a lot of disjointed advice. And the reality is the right structure, the right tax advice, the right investments isn't going to help you if you are stuck in a business with no time. And so that always has to be the first thing that you look at. And the moment that you realize maybe the GM or the leadership team you have aren't accurate, or aren't the right people for that role, that's not a case of necessarily poor hiring or wrong people. It's generally a sign that you've got bad systems and probably undercooked leadership. And turning that around is what Mark and I specialise in.
Hi, my name's Mark Bonney. I'm a practicing chartered accountant for over 30 years. I do tax, accounting, the normal stuff, but I mainly focus on business advisory and financial planning, particularly business owners who are moving through the journey of their business and trying to create wealth and cash. I've been doing it for 40 years. Unfortunately...
Grey hair to prove it.
Thanks, Sarah. Luckily, we know each other for a long time. But the most interesting thing is I've been trying to step away from my business for many years, and you wouldn't know it, but I should be the one who get it right, but I didn't. I've been through 3 general managers, and it's cost me between $300,000 to $400,000. But I've learnt the hard way, which is good. I mean, it's like with any advisory role, the people around us are all street smart people who give you real advice because they've been through events. So what we have done together, Sarah and myself, over the years, is built a process where we leave you empowered, but we work around you to get to where you want to be and build those systems around you. So again, as I said, real life experience. My team now is a team of 15. I deal with high level stuff, interact with the things I need to do. But I've client relationship managers, I have a team of accountants and systems and processing that's been sorted. So after all that, today I've got a functioning team of 15, a leadership layer that report to me, and I'm removed from the day-to-day operations, so I'm able to focus on the business strategically and not reactively.
And maybe you want a business similar to what Mark has right now, or maybe you're after results like Elise, one of my old clients, who knew her business wasn't her forever business and had to build systems and team so that she could sell it. And she did sell it for double the price that she paid for it. That's like cash banked. Or maybe you want results like Catherine, who's another client that I worked with, whose life circumstances changed very quickly and she needed to exit out within a 9-month period. And we did that by installing systems and the right general manager. I think at your stage of business, it's not about adding more work because the business is already probably, or adding more effort because the business has already got like a lot of different moving parts. What you need to do is think about how you're going to bring everything under one umbrella, whether it's your investments, your trusts, your super, family considerations. You've got real money moving in kind of multiple directions. And so traditional solutions might not be working for you the way that you would like them to. Because as I said before, a coach can't always see the tax implications of your decisions. And I think an accountant's great with the numbers and that side of things, but they can't influence and change leadership behavior. And your financial plan is all about the future, but there's no point having money in the future if I'm stuck in 45 million hours a week, the day-to-day of my business. And the control tower works because it integrates all of that together. This isn't advice in silos. It's one system, one roof, one clear point of accountability. I've been coaching and advising businesses for well over 15 years. And whether your goal is buying back more time, installing a leadership team or a general manager, succession planning someone the right way, selling equity or selling the business altogether, generally speaking, the problem underneath each of those goals is generally the same. At your stage of business, a lot of owners are trapped within a business they created to ultimately give them freedom. And that feeling is one of the reasons that Mark and I decided to create the control tower. We wanted a holistic commercial solution within like one roof. So you weren't just dealing with a bunch of disjointed advisors with a coach for your leadership and your systems and an accountant for your tax structure or CGT or implications around that, and then a financial planner to help with your investments and manage your finances properly. What you need is all of those things under the one roof so that you do have control, whether it's your business asset, your financial assets, or your time, which is an asset. And that's what we're doing with Control Tower now. The first thing we do is install the clarity engine. Stop all the what ifs, stop all the guesswork, and map out a clear 12-month business plan. We break that down into 90-day execution cycles so that everybody knows exactly what it's expected. There's a clear plan in place for what success looks like. Everyone owns their part of the goal and the tasks associated with hitting that goal. And everyone on the team is able to work with you to turn strategy into action. The second pillar we look at is called getting work off your plate. And whether that's getting a general manager or a leadership team, we figure out a structure that's right based on your business and your unique circumstance. We will get the systems, the KPIs, the metrics, everything in place so that everybody can start helping carry the workload with you and ultimately bring people towards a point where they're all working towards the business results, and the results don't just only come based on you. I think capability needs to be built within the team at a grassroots level, because you're pushing work down, your leadership or GM need to push work down as well. And so we look at a holistic plan where everybody in your company starts to develop and grow their skill set. And the third pillar we look at is future funding. So when the business is at a point where it starts to not need you anymore, we look at that big picture around reporting, tax strategy, investments, basically how that business is going to start to fund your lifestyle if it's not already, and what you need from a retirement point of view and an ultimate exit point of view financially. I think your incomes, your assets, your everything that financially has to start working for you in the background as well has to be part of your plan so that you know everything's doing what it's meant to be. Income, assets, long-term outcomes are all working together, and the business will perform regardless of whether you're in the room, and so you can actually start to build your future wealth creation. And the result that we're looking for after our program is that the business has depth, resilience, and visibility, and you as the owner are no longer the safety net of the business. I think at this point, most people are like, this is what I need. It sounds great. But I've got no time, right? You're already under the pump. I think one of the ironies of people when we first start working with them is that they have no time to work with us. And this program and advice isn't about adding more work to your plate. I think if the solution out of your problems was extra hours or more work, you would have achieved your goals already because you would have just dug in and made it happen. So this isn't about adding more stuff to your plate. It's about rearranging your plate and figuring out what matters worse and helping other people kind of carry the load with you. We will meet you where you're at. You're not going and watching videos. You're not doing some online course. This is Mark and I and our team together with you, creating the solutions and making it happen. It's not about more effort, it's about a better structure.
So between Sarah and I, we've been doing this for decades. We've helped and worked with business owners to build leadership teams that allow the business to operate without them. We've exited a fair few businesses with significant return and money, and we've watched owners go from just being completely stuck in and embedded in the ops to stepping back and with confidence as well, which is very important, with trust. And as I said before, I've learned the hard way. I didn't have any system like this earlier in my career, and I paid for that in time, stress, and expensive mistakes. So today I'm financially secure, operationally removed from my business. I just genuinely wish this kind of process was there when I was in the midst of my business. I hope you take this opportunity on, so you don't have to learn by your own mistakes.
And this isn't something that you're going to be able to decide based on this video alone. But if you'd like to work out whether this is right based on where you're at right now or based on what goals you want to achieve, then the easiest way to do that is to just book a chat and let's figure out if we're a fit or not. Click the link below.